Welcome back, RayWeather gang. It is time for another Madden 22 video. A lot of you have been asking me the past few days in the comments, we need more Madden 22 news, we need rumors, what are you hearing, what's going on? Now, I haven't been posting as much lately because, truthfully, EA's being pretty quiet. They're keeping things close to the vest, but there are plenty of rumors circulating, and I'm hearing more and more from more reliable people about different things. So we're going to talk about all of that in today's video. If you never want to miss out on any of the future Madden 22 videos, especially all the official news that will start dropping, I believe, early June, all the way through until the release in August, we're going to start hearing all the official news, getting gameplay, getting some trailers and stuff like that. If you don't want to miss out on any of that stuff, make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of those videos when they go live. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos actually aren't subscribed, so some of you are missing out on some of these important videos and you don't even know it. So first, let's start with the Madden 22 cover. Now, we've all been hearing Derrick Henry. That's been the rumor. That was the photo leak that we saw in GameStop, and in the previous years, the same photo leak wound up being the cover athlete for that year's game. Now, I haven't heard that it's not Derrick Henry, but there's been no confirmation that it is him either. It's still kind of up in the air. A lot of the rumors still point to it being Derrick Henry. Also, people saying because he did have a great year, we haven't had a running back on the cover in a while, which does make sense. He also wears number 22, and this is Madden 22. A lot of signs still point to Derrick Henry. However, you have to keep in mind, in terms of at least the leaked GameStop photos, in those previous years when the leaked photos wound up being the actual cover athlete, the cover athletes those years were a lot more obvious. After the year Mahomes had a couple years back, it was a no-brainer that they would want him to be on the cover. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. After the crazy year he had, there was no surprise that that's who they wanted to be on the cover. This year, however, it's a little bit more of a toss-up. There's no definite guaranteed guy that they would put on the cover this year because the MVP was Aaron Rodgers, and not that they wouldn't put Aaron Rodgers on the cover, but they've just put a QB on the cover quite a little bit recently. Aaron Rodgers is a guy that's been around for a while. Typically, they like putting a younger player on the cover more times than not over the last few years, but again, there's no guaranteed guy. So a lot of people are pointing to Derrick Henry, but just keep in mind that it might not be him, but so far it does look like that is the cover athlete. Release date. Now, this is something people have been asking about a lot. We have no confirmed release date yet. I think within the next week we will get a confirmed release date, but all the rumors I'm hearing are saying it's going to be the end of August. All signs point to the end of August, and you have to think, EA releases Madden one of two ways. It's either the first week of August or the last week of August. There's never any in between. It's never second, third week, or like right in the middle of the month. And when I say release date, I mean the official worldwide release. I'm not talking about the early edition that comes out a few days earlier or the EA Access trial. I'm talking the official worldwide release date. Madden 19 and Madden 20, they released it the first week of August. Last year, we went back to the last week of August, which was kind of understandable because 2020 was a crazy year. We knew there would be some delays and some pushbacks. So I think the same thing's going to happen this year. All signs are pointing end of August, and I think I know the exact release date, which I'll get to in just a second. But another reason that all signs point to the end of August is because the EA Play live event is taking place in the last week of July, and I just find it highly unlikely that they would be releasing the early EA Play trial just days later. If they were going to release the official game on the first week of August and EA Play was like July 20th, 22nd, they're not going to release the EA Play trial just like 5 days later. I don't see that happening. So all signs point to the end of August. It'll probably be August 27th because when it's the end of August, it's always the last Friday in that month because games release on Friday. So August 27th will more than likely be the official release date, which means August 24th will be the early edition, whatever they call it, the Hall of Fame edition, the deluxe edition, whatever the case may be. They'll release that on that Tuesday, and then that means the EA Play or EA Early Access trial will probably be around August 20th, where you get the 10 hours to play for like $5 a month or something like that. So those should be how the release dates wind up shaking out for Madden 22. Now, before we finish with the rest of the video, I got to give a huge shout out to Manscape for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you already know how much I love Manscaped and all of their grooming products for men. But today I'm excited to be one of the first to tell you about their new product, the Lawnmower 4.0. Yes, the infamous lawnmower has yet another significant upgrade. Now, just like all of the previous lawnmowers that came before it, of course it's waterproof, of course it's cordless, and of course it still has skin-safe technology, which reduces on the nicks, cuts, and snags. But there's some new features, including the new multi-function on-off switch that can engage a new travel lock feature. All you simply have to do is hit this power button 3 times really quickly. 1, 2, 3. You'll see it light up, and that enables the travel lock feature. If you want to unlock it, you hit it 3 times really quickly again and it unlocks it. This way in your suitcase, it can never be turned on, it can never waste your battery. The Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your preferred hair length with 4 trimmer guard options. Now, if you want to try the new Lawnmower 4.0 out for yourself, you can get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscape.com/Eric20. Your balls will thank you. Now let's talk about a beta. We've had a beta the last few years. I think Madden 19, 20, and 21, we've all had betas. All signs point towards that happening again this year. That's the rumor I'm hearing. It hasn't been confirmed or denied. It's kind of something they keep really close to the vest until about a week or 2 before the actual beta happens. But expect another beta this year so people can test out the game and kind of, report bugs and feedback to them to hopefully have a better launch. But we know that last year we had a beta and we had one of the most buggiest launches of Madden ever. So, I mean, usually the beta stuff that's reported kind of gets fixed within that first month of release. It doesn't usually all get fixed before the game's actually released. So just because we have a beta doesn't mean we're going to necessarily have a clean launch of the game, but it's better to have one than not have one, and the rumor is that there will be a beta again this year. Now let's talk about a big one, and I know this is going to make a lot of you here very happy. Franchise mode, the elephant in the room, especially after what happened last year. Everybody wants to know what's going on with franchise mode. All the rumors I've heard is that franchise mode is going to be a big focus this year. In fact, I've even heard that franchise is going to be the thing that's changing the most about the game. Now, I'm sure there's obviously going to still be gameplay changes. There's going to be some tweaks and things done to Ultimate Team. There's going to be some other stuff done to the game, but I'm hearing this is like the year of franchise. It's going to get all those updates that people have been wanting, the things that they promised at the beginning of last year after the backlash. This is sounding like a big year for franchise mode players. Now, remember when Madden 21 launched, franchise mode pretty much had no changes, and that's what kicked off the Fix Madden franchise backlash. It's also a big driving force behind the 0.2 user score on Metacritic. Franchise fans were mad after years of very minimal improvements, of not getting the things they've asked for, and then you threw Madden 21 out there with pretty much no updates to the mode at all. Well, EA came out shortly after that and said, okay, we hear your frustration. We're going to finally get working on this, and they promised to deliver 3 title updates after launch for Madden 21, which they did, and I believe they pretty much implemented all the things that they said they were going to try to implement. There might have been a thing or two that they didn't do, but they did release the 3 separate updates. They added a lot of different little features and tweaks to the game that people have been wanting, but franchise fans were still left feeling like, hey, franchise mode isn't fixed yet because the big features aren't there. Well, EA said the big features would be coming for Madden 22 because, let's be honest, the big features, the noteworthy features, that's going to take them a little bit more time to implement correctly. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, just go back and copy the old stuff from PS2, but let's be honest, like, it doesn't really work that way. We're too many generations removed from that, and also, nobody should want the PS2 level stuff. It's 2021. You don't want the same assistant coach system from Madden 05. You want that thing to be updated and upgraded for year 2021. If that's the case, that's something that's going to take them time to build, but I'm hearing that 22 is when we're going to see all that stuff, and they said that they were going to do it. Assistant coaches, they were going to overhaul the scouting system, which has needed that for a while. Yes, scouting was in the game, but it really wasn't that intuitive. It wasn't very good. We also heard different relocation options, possibly create a team as a whole coming back. Those are things that look like they're going to be happening in Madden 22, and I think franchise mode fans will finally, for the first time in a very long time, have a franchise mode with a decent amount of depth and actually have a mode that's really moving into the right direction. Next up, face of the franchise. I've heard a lot of conflicting rumors on this, but the big rumor is that face of the franchise as we know it was going away. I've even heard superstar mode coming back. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the actual old superstar mode as we know it would come back. They may even still call it face of the franchise, but I've just been hearing that they're going to change it to the way people have been asking for it to be, kind of more of a career mode instead of that story/career mode, possibly unlocking more positions instead of just being able to use 1 to 3 different positions, and just kind of making it the career mode that people loved about the older game. But also, you have to consider with NCAA coming back in the next few years, they're definitely going to have to tweak this mode and upgrade it over the next few years in general, because one of the biggest things about the college football games was that you could create your player in NCAA, you can play through, win the Heisman, do all that good stuff, and then you can transport him over to Madden, be a rookie, and be able to be drafted and continue your career in Madden. So if they're bringing the college football game back, likely for the year 2023, I think over the next few years in general, general, you're going to likely see them really building up face of the franchise, or even if they change the name of the mode completely, whatever they do with it, they're going to be building that up, because that was one of the biggest things people loved about NCAA games. You have to have that with the new NCAA game, but right now the career mode in Madden just isn't really up to par. So over the next few years, I think they build that out so that both of those modes can kind of just be linked up seamlessly like they were in the old days. But for Madden 22, definitely expect some changes here. I don't know if there'll be major changes, but the rumors are that there's going to be some significant changes here. As far as newer modes like the Yard and Superstar KO, I haven't really heard anything about those. I really wouldn't expect those to get touched too much, which is unfortunate, I guess, you know, depending on the type of player you are. Some people could care less about the mode. Some people like the mode, but I don't think they're going to do too much with it. I do think a lot of their focus actually is on franchise mode and, of course, gameplay, kind of the two biggest pillars of the game. And then, of course, Ultimate Team as well, because that's the big money maker. I don't really see how they're going to find much time to touch Superstar KO or the Yard. I think it's going to just kind of be something they threw in the game the last couple of years, and you might not see it evolve too much, which would be unfortunate, because I think those modes have a lot of potential. But with all the backlash, with franchise mode needing, you know, things for over a decade now, with gameplay still needing a lot of work, I think that's where all the attention, and especially from what I've been hearing, that's where the attention is focused this year. So don't expect these other side modes to really get too much of an update. I've also been hearing that abilities will be changing. I'm hearing that they're still in the game, which I thought they would be. There was a slight doubt in me that maybe they would remove them, because a lot of people, you know, didn't like them, although a lot of people do like them as well. They're very polarizing. I'm hearing abilities will be changing in some facet. I don't know if it's going to be anything dramatic, but it is something that looks like it's here to stay, something they're big on, and they're going to continue tweaking them and adding different things to them every year. So expect some big changes there, or maybe not big changes, but there's going to be changes in the system as a whole. In terms of playbooks and stuff like that, I have not heard anything about that. I'm expecting some significant playbook updates, just because we didn't get the actual title updates for playbooks in Madden 21 like we were promised. I feel like they have to put some of that into the game this year. But in terms of rumors, I haven't heard anything about that yet, so not much I can say about it, but I do hope there's something there, because we need some more creativity. We need some new stuff to try out in this game. The game gets pretty stale when everybody's running the same old stuff. Put some more stuff in the game. It's long overdue, but no rumors on that yet. That's all I have for you today, guys. Let me know below, does any of this news excite you? Does any of this news worry you? Make sure to check out some of these other videos up right here on the screen. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time.